down and did about 60 miles. It's a February 14th in Minnesota. It's unheard of. Anyway, I wonder which beauty I sprung from prison first. And the answer? This crazy redhead. With a fresh new coil relocated and lift kit. This is the beginning of a year full of shenanigans with her. Used to be an 883, is now a 1200. Did that last year. And there's lots of plans coming up for her this year. She still takes my breath away, which is the sign I got the right bike. A little more details on this. I'm not sure how to refer to it anymore. It used to be an 883, now it's a 1200. Had that work done last year, and I was pretty much off the air, so I didn't talk much about it. I did ride this bike quite a bit and intend to do some more this year. Gonna iron butt it. Put on 2-inch tank lifts. And I didn't do this work. It was over for other reasons at one of the Harley dealerships to get some work done, and they did this for me while it was there. Eventually I'll tuck those cables underneath the tank. But I can't say enough good things about Bergdale Harley-Davidson. John, you're a lifesaver. The rest of the shop, Mark, you all are awesome. Not a sponsor, just a really good dealership in the area. Can't say enough good things about them. February in Minnesota, and as you can see, no snow in the land of ice and snow. I'm going to hop on the Sportster, take a little scoot. It's about 45, I guess. And I've got the girls this weekend, so I can only get away for a few minutes. It was a little chilly, but I managed to head out this morning and see a good friend. And took a little spin on the motorcycle. Pretty good for Minnesota in February. And it's been a while since I went to the shop I went to get the light bulb. And was reminded I kind of like it there, which is maybe not the best thing to know. But, oh well. Anyway, back to the grind. Well, it's a Wednesday. I left work early. And I'm headed down to see Social Distortion and Bad Religion in concerts in Des Moines. Kind of an impromptu getaway. I needed road time badly. So I hopped on the smallest bike I had, the 883, and I'm making my way down there. Now, in my general life, I'm not very punk rock anymore, but hopefully that's a little punk. I thought I'd reflect a little bit on the day's events. The concert was phenomenal. Both Social Distortion and Bad Religion were off the hook. Love Crimes, who played before, was also really good. In fact, I'm gonna go look them up on the store and pick up one of their albums. I'm really glad I was brave enough to come down and do this. Not only just to come down, but to come down on the bike. I found out that my traveling companion can go along with, and I almost hung it up at that point because I don't typically travel on motorcycle by myself, but this venue is only a few hours away from home. Anyway, this year is not going to have a lot of cross-country trips, so it was kind of nice to be able to put all the worries and stuff that happens in normal everyday life, we all deal with it, and be able to throw a very minimalist bag on the bike and head south down to Des Moines. Today I've got to go back. I wish I didn't have a commitment, but I do have a commitment to speaking engagement tonight. But it's kind of nice because I don't have to rush to get back to it. So I'm going to stop downstairs, have myself some breakfast. But every once in a while I get to have opportunities where I can put those worries aside and just clear my mind and be in the moment. I took a few stills of the stage sets. I just took it in. Being able to hear both Social D and Bad Religion live was amazing. I knew I liked punk music, but I didn't realize how ingrained that was in my heart, probably from the skater days. And the nice thing about short trips like this is I get an opportunity to take her out. The gear I'm carrying is pretty lightweight. I just got a very important phone call and we're headed somewhere to see something. They always say, you know, you've got the right bike when it makes your heart pound. And, well, I love this bike. Don't know if I actually showed it complete yet or not. I'll have to check the channel to see if any of them made it, but Famine actually got built and is running. I've been taking her out and around. And that's custom right there. That costs extra. That little bolt keeps it from going anywhere. That's for sure. It's me again. Been a while. It's first ride of the season. Going out to the Dakotas. It's actually 8 years ago that we took our first trip. And these guys are wondering what I'm doing. So I'm on a little different ride. It was the 883 last time. A little more comfortable on a street glide. Although I carry with me, as a reminder, a bolt that we replaced on my seat. And I actually have spare seat screws too, as it turns out. Stopping off at B&B Cafe for some breakfast. We'll have more for you soon. Been a good morning. We rolled early. Started out at about 6:30. Crossed into mountain time, so it's only about 7 a.m. right now. You can see the sky is beautiful. I just love this part of the country. I was saying at breakfast this morning, coffee actually, that South Dakota is just one of the most welcoming states to me. Feels like home here. Well, it's near the end of the day. I got some sun. I guess it's about 9:30. I'm just kind of chilling out and watching the news. Had a fisherman's platter for dinner. It was okay. The place was really a throwback and reminds me of some of the coolest dives that look like they're straight out of the 70s. Hit a couple of storm shafts. One about 50 miles outside of Chamberlain, the other one about 20. Both had pea-size hail. So that wasn't much fun. Made me rethink my whole strategy with helmets. But we got here, and like I said on social, it's funny, but it's also true. Stuff like that is what reminds you that you're alive and why I like riding motorcycles so much. So on the way out of town, ironically, we went to Bergdale in Albert Lea, and I have a new sound system that came in for the Softail Slim. It was a hard choice. A friend of mine there helped me decide, and it'll be really nice because I'll have a charging port for the cell phone, and again, we'll have sound, which is good. That Bluetooth-enabled Harley helmet has been good, but the ear pad that helps keep wind noise out of the helmet kind of sandwiches up, and then the plastic piece snapped. So if you're thinking about buying one of those helmets, they're really nice. I like them a lot. You get much up past 40 and you can't hear anything without the sound shields, and you'll get about 2 years of life out of that. The 883 is about to come back as well. It'll come back as a 1200. Had the S&S 1200 kit put into it. It's not the big bore kit. It still has the same size piston, but it's an upgrade to 1200. Tomorrow we're getting up, going into Wall from Chamberlain, so we'll have breakfast at Wall Drug, and we're gonna ride through the Badlands, which is one of my favorite places. From there, it sounds like we're gonna look at needles maybe, and do Rapid City. Maybe go through Keystone and finish out the day. I would imagine we'll have dinner in Deadwood. So we shall see. Based on the equipment that I have installed, that Street Glide is way more comfortable cross country than any of the other bikes. Anyway, I think that's all the energy I have. I'm going to try to watch the weather and call it a night. We're going to get up at we're going to meet up at 6 anyway, so I'm going to be up at 5 so we can start rolling right away. More tomorrow. It's always fun getting up in the morning when you're on bike vacation, seeing the sun come up. I've kind of become a morning person over the years, but it's extra rejuvenating when you've got the beginning of a new adventure coming up and facing you. And this adventure is particularly special. We're on our way to Sturgis. It's my second time going during the rally. It's always a lot of fun. Probably not something I seek out on the regular. Nothing against the rally. It's just really not my thing. I'm not a big crowd type person. But my adventure buddy has retired and is going to go back to Japan. He shows up in a lot of videos on this channel, and I know there are other guys that herald their adventures on YouTube, and when one of their friends disappear, I always wonder what happened. So I thought I would just explain that. Anyway, he and I took our first adventure with another friend of ours to the Black Hills the first time we rode. So it's fitting that our last adventure while he's stateside is to the Black Hills. And I'll enjoy every minute. We're lucky to have another friend of ours, a brother, come along with us. And we'll see what kind of fun we can get ourselves into.
Well, it's Friday morning. I don't believe we'll have to eat breakfast again on the trip because we found the best breakfast. I don't think anything's going to trump what we just ate.
Do you think we took the breakfast?
Yeah, no, they got more back there if anybody's swinging through. It's Main Street Cafe in Chamberlain, South Dakota. It's well worth.
Right on. There you have it, folks. Best breakfast I've had too. Definitely worth the stop in Chamberlain, South Dakota. Oh, we made it to the campsite, and I'm back in the 3-person tent. I mentioned in Vegas it was a good thing I wasn't riding on a V-twin. We're not quite to Vegas temperatures, but it did get up in the upper hundreds today. It's hot. I'm pounding a Mountain Dew. Anyway, we're gonna get off our rear ends and head into either Rapid or Deadwood or somewhere. And I'll hook up the GoPro. But for right now, afternoon siesta. Hi, Kurt.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm checking out the Sturgis Rally marquee on this. Did you see this? It's not just hippie lights, dude. They got like messages.
Yeah.
84th.
Well, I'm staring right into a bright light right now, so it'll probably take me a few minutes before I'd be able to read it anyway. Oh,
All right.
I just be chilling. Brad got a man. Brad got a whole sleeve.
I did. Check that out. Isn't that snazzy?